Hey everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you're doing well. Russia is doing something with gold. They're making a big gold move, and it is important to talk about it because it's one thing to know what you're doing with your investments. A lot of people have been buying gold. They've been watching gold hitting that all-time high. Some people are bummed that it's range bound. But to think that gold is $2,500 right now, going into a recession, going into what a lot of us believe, me primarily, a massive crash because we're on a 100-year cycle, to see it that high is pretty darn impressive compared to the Great Recession and where it was then. But central banks around the world are purchasing gold, and one central bank is absolutely not, and that's the United States. Check this story out. It's out of Kitco. It's entitled, Russia Ramps Up Daily Gold Purchases by 700% beginning today. It says Russia will spend 8.2 billion rubles, or around $92 million each day on gold and foreign currency from September 6th through October 4th for a total of 172.9 billion rubles, or $1.9 billion, the country's finance ministry announced on Wednesday. The amount of funds allocated for purchases of foreign currency and gold totals 172.9 billion rubles, the ministry said in a statement. Transactions will be carried out from September 6th through October 4th, 2024, respectively. Daily volume of purchase foreign currency and gold will equal 8.2 billion rubles. The new spending target is nearly 7 times the daily volume of 1.12 billion rubles the ministry was spending from August 7th to September 5th, which totaled 24.65 billion rubles. Sorry, I don't want to get into all the actual different millions of rubles and all this stuff. But the point being is it's 7 times greater for this next span of time. I personally believe that Russia, China, and so many other countries, especially all of the BRIC countries, know what's coming. They are preparing. They're completely separating themselves from the US dollar and the euro system. They're purchasing up gold, and I personally believe there is going to be a point where traders around the world, whether they are in the BRIC system or if they are in the West, are going to look at these currencies completely different because they're going to start to stack that currency's value in their mind up against how many assets they have, whether it be oil, gold, anything else. They're going to start looking at things different. You know, it's funny, Forex traders are into money, right? They watch, let's talk currency, totally different than money. They are into currency, but they don't, I think they value it only based off of another currency. They look at the Russian ruble and they value it versus the Chinese yuan. But I think they're going to start to really look at it differently soon. And they're going to start to say things like, hey, we are going to start looking at the value of the assets that the country has. And I think it's important. All right, so check this out. It says now, they also said that the new numbers make it possible to estimate the volume of operations conducted by the Bank of Russia on the currency market related to the replenishment and the use of National Wealth Fund. Oh my gosh, it's like the ninja already knows what they're going to say. I'm not joking. I never read these stories ahead of time, but it's important to know what they're saying right now. See, they want to make a statement. It's like what I just put in the thumbnail of Vladimir Putin holding a gold bar. You know, we've seen the Queen of England holding gold bars. We've seen the President of China holding gold. The only one not taking photos is us. We're too afraid to even let any press a camera into Fort Knox. Why? Because the gold is not there. That is not a joke. The gold's not there. Why would you be so afraid to let a camera in? England has done it, Russia's done it, China's done it, yet the US sits here and goes, oh no, the gold's there. Yeah, it's there. That gold is protected by a military base in a massive fort, right? Fort Knox. It's because it's not there. And people need to realize the massive Ponzi scheme that's been going on. There have been multiple countries that have sent delegates from Germany, Venezuela, and others to the US to prove that they have the gold that they took from World War II. It's not there. Check this out. On August of 2023, Russia's finance ministry restarted gold and currency purchases after 18 months of selling or sitting on the sidelines as Moscow looked to profit from higher oil prices. Russia ended a nearly 1-year-long pause in their foreign exchange interventions in January of 2023 when they began selling their yuan reserves under a budgetary mechanism designed to insulate the country's economy from volatility of commodity markets. Forex purchases were halted in late January of 2022, and the program was suspended after the invasion of Ukraine following the month. Now remember, they were put under so much scrutiny, so many regulations, so many things that the government, through the SWIFT codes, were doing this to Russia because, and other countries too, the Euro and European Union and stuff, because of their invasion of Ukraine, all right? Now, it's like they've just opened back up for business. Now, I want to remind you, there are a lot of people, because of what's going on in the media, that put down Russia and they make fun of them, mock them. I believe most of that to be complete lies. Russia is vast in natural resources, and like what happened with their oil trade when they slammed down the ruble and they said, okay, no problem, we'll just do what the US does. We'll give you a discount for oil, but you just got to use the ruble. And we watched the ruble shoot right back up in price. That was proof positive of how valuable that oil is in their ground, where we saw countries say, hey, yeah, we're going to buy your oil at a discount, right? Regardless of what the US said they were going to do to any country that bought their oil, okay? So now they're out there saying, all right, we've halted on buying gold for a while, we were selling some yuan, now we're open for business and we're increasing this 7-fold. That is very important to note. When you start seeing countries do that, there are big shifts happening, okay? Now, the question is, what will it do to the price of gold? I'm sure a lot of people will say that. Wealthy people in countries know how to purchase assets without emotion, and they wait for events to happen. There may be some, and especially some bad press that comes out about gold, and then they purchase it on weakness as retail sells. Also, remember, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. During stock market declines, the price of gold and silver sell off because as traders and investors start taking hits, those are two totally different classes, they start taking hits on their margin accounts and things like that. They have to sell because of a liquidity event. They have to sell their protection, which is always all the time gold. So when you see that stuff, you're good. You're totally good. No, keep going. You're totally good. No problem. So we'll move the camera. But my point being is that when those times happen and the price gets smashed down, then you start to see buying from countries. Now, usually what that does when a country's out buying gold, it's going to give, it's going to give support. So you're not going to see those deep dives down like what we saw in 2008, right before Lehman Brothers crash. Hey, I hope you got something out of this. Thank you so much for watching. The Economic Ninja is out.